Yes, Cloud. It's kind of like a vague question. And Zig, is there a way to copy a dynamically loaded so file during runtime? Does current working directory? Do I copy? Do I close the file? No, I don't need to, because I just... maybe. Don't need the code really. What I need is with respect to the current working directory. Where are ISO files stored? Is there a standard for this Zig? How does Zig build the watch in that case? No, not what I meant, but Zig build. Getting started. Building build artifacts. What is the target? Standard target options. Okay, I think it's the what to build for. Okay. Optimize root source file. What else are the options? Threaded, strip, unwind tables. What's this? Used by the Zig language code generation and therefore must be kept in sync with the compiler implementation. No idea. Dwarf format. So that. Okay. Debugging data format. Interesting. To the options 32 and 64. Code model, stack check. How did Casey get around this problem? Loading, unloading game DLL on the fly.
If we wanted to, we can make it so that we can just reload that code on demand, essentially, right? So if we want to, we can say, okay, this is Win32 load code. We could also do something like this, Win32 unload game code, right? Which would basically be taking this Win32 game code thing here, and it will take one of these and unload it, just flat out get rid of it, right? So we've got our game code. It's going to take a pointer to the game code, and it's going to go ahead and say, if it's valid, right? Well, actually, I guess it doesn't even need to do that. It's just going to go ahead and do a free library on game code DLL, right? Assuming that game code DLL was actually DLL. There we go. Assuming that it was actually there, it's going to free it, and then regardless of what it's...
Hang on. When I say load, like, what do I call it? Okay, I try to copy it instantly. Yeah, when I say dynamic lib.open, where does it look for? Okay, it's the path. Well, technically, should be in the same place. Because this worked when, I mean, this works if I load libhandmade.so. Oh, that's why. The thing I can do fs dot. Guess this is no longer needed. No, it still does. That wasn't it. Expected for, yeah, that's what I thought. Don't need this. I mean, the problem's still the same. Is there a way to print? Set some length, right, file options. Which file is not found again? Is it because... Oh, I think I know why. Because the destination file doesn't exist. Copy file ladder. Can I compare errors? Is it like it's like an enum? So it's not fs, is it? I think it's directory. Nah, it's not it. Yeah, it's here. Copy file ladder. There should be a better way to check that. Union type. Okay, why didn't I just do that? Set file. Okay. Be nice if it said which file not found. Yes, at this point it's a bit too late. Let me get rid of that. And this, then I can check if I check if a file exists. Current working directory. Standard directory access. Test accessing subpath on Windows. Subpath should be encoded to WTF8. Okay. CWD dot access to, and then flags. Is it an enum or read only? equals to best file dot file. Was it? Okay, I can just check it directly. Why can't I find it though? We'll see that later. What do you compare that as again? Okay, perfect. Then make it simple. Current work in directory dot refer to, and I think I need some create flags. That's fine, can be default. Default flags for now. Okay, so both files don't exist. What is copy file? What is it called with lib handmade.so? Did I change the name of the file? Oh, sorry. Lib handmade Hero. See, it works. I mean, it doesn't work well, but it works. I'm not sure. No idea what's wrong.
It's going to do, it'll just go ahead and set this stuff so that basically the game code is no longer considered valid, right? It's not valid anymore. And everything is reset to the stubs. Game code, update render, game code, set sound samples, that. And so that'll unload our game code, right? So let's see, no object file generated, unload game code on reference local function. Okay, well that's fine because we're about to use it. So now if we really wanted to be absurd, which I don't want to be, but I'm just going to demonstrate the fact that we could be absurd if we wanted to in theory. We could go ahead and actually just load and unload the game code every time through this loop, right? There's absolutely no reason why we couldn't do that, right? I can go in here and I can say, all right, I'm going to take this game code and I'm going to load and I'm going to unload it every time, right? So there's the load, oops, sporadic key class. there's the load, there's the unload. So what I'll do is I'll go into our running thing. At the top of the loop, I'll load the game code in. And after we're done with our game loop, I'll just unload it, right? Which one of the, let's see here. That's while global running. So there we go. And that's the, yeah, samples. So in theory, I think that'll actually work, but it'd probably...
That part I'm able to work. I mean, to get working. But it's
The next step is pretty darn trivial. So all we have to do now is we're loading and unloading this code every frame, but we're loading and unloading it so fast that the compiler doesn't actually have a chance to write to the file because it's always being opened by ours. So I guess one thing I could do, here's an easier way to do it than what I was going to do. So let's actually try to verify that this works first, and then we'll go back and do it the fancier way, because we're almost out of time, and so maybe the fancier way will have to wait till tomorrow. So where is my load game code? So here's my load game code. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to load the game code before we enter here, right? But then I'm going to take the free code, the unload game code, right? And I'm actually just going to do at the top of the loop, I'm going to do the unload game code, and then I'm going to do the load game code immediately after, right? And I'm going to actually, I think what I want to do here, well, no, this is fine. So we'll basically just do this, right? So there we go, like that. So all I'm going to do here is I'm going to basically say, you know, I've got a counter, load counter, and that load counter is going to be like every 60 frames or something like that, right? So every 2 seconds. Maybe we'll make it a little bit more, right? Like that. And what I'm going to do here is basically say, if the load counter is greater than 120, then we'll reset the load counter so that we just do it every few times through the loop, if that makes sense. That's all we're going to do. So we will say every time through the loop we increment the load counter. This will give us 120 frames at 30 frames a second is like 4 seconds. That should give the compiler some time to open the file. So that's all I did, is I just said, all right, let's only unload and load it that frequently, if that makes sense. So off we go. Let's see now if we can actually get the file to open at some point. So let's see here. Can we do it? Can we do it? Can we do it? No, we can't. Well, I wonder if I'm doing something wrong in terms of freeing the library, because that could also be the case. Free library. We are doing the free library, although this should actually do. I should actually set this so that it's clear what's happening here. For some reason,
Hang on. I just realized something. I mean, unrelated, but I never really free. Okay, I do close the previous one.
that is, oh, well, duh. I don't know why I thought that was going to make it any better. Now that I think about it, that's just dumb. Because basically, yeah, basically I still have to do one more step of the process, because this will still only leave it unlocked in between there. Just because I'm not reloading it again, obviously the DLL will be locked while it's being used. So I got to do one more step of the process, right?
Say current working directory, print. Real path. I mean, it's right here. Is that a typo? Yeah. Game file. That's an allocator. Selected one argument, found 0. Am I using this somewhere else? Oh yes, I am. Must be a typo. Okay, it's small p. File. Move this to the bottom. Oh, never mind. Why did it not print? Really? It's not found. Is that why it's not been working? Oh, okay, sorry. This should just be... Okay, so that's not the right part. Okay, that makes a lot more sense now. Can I get... Is there a way to get running part in Zig? What's the difference between... the old one. 2023, yeah. Hmm. It's good as clouds. And they can be of the part where the... from? I don't know if it's a good question. Standard process dot working directory. Let me see how Casey does it.
What I gotta do is I gotta make it so that I'm not locking the thing that the compiler is outputting to, right? So the way that I'm gonna do that is I'm just gonna, when I do the reload, I'm just gonna copy that file, right? I'm just gonna use the copy file call, which is a Windows call, right? Copy file. And the copy file function just basically takes two things and does the copy, right? It just takes an existing file and a new file, and it copies from the existing to the new one. That's it. And you can pass it whether you want it to fail if the new file exists or not. So if you want to always create a new one, which we don't. So all I'm going to do is basically like call, there's something called, let's say, handmade temp.dll, and I'm going to copy handmade.exe to that handmade temp, right? That's all I'm going to do. Nothing particularly weird there. I'm going to do that copy, right? And the copy is going to allow me to lock a file that is not the file that the compiler is outputting to, right? Pretty straightforward. So I know.
Yeah. Only that I can't find the file. Guess I could ask a different question. Is there a way to copy with something that so far building time sake? Right, but you know, find. Best.exe path. Yep. Hang on. Is make lib. What's OpenZ? Must be a simpler way to do this. Is there an equivalent to I don't know, seems excessive. Standard process to get working directory. What does that return? Okay, and then fest.self.exe. No, that's not it. Okay, that returns the file. Actually, let me just try. So that standard process dot. Okay, I need a directory from open directory. Will be that process. Dots. X1 argument found 0. What do you need? Oh, it needs an out buffer. Oh, the same directory. Excuse me. Seems like there should be another way to do it. Hello. I don't need this. Undo. Like a long-winded way of finding the same thing. I mean, I could. Hang on, say copy linked SL file. I don't know. Seems quite simple, but not that simple at the same time.
That'll work because now I'm not locking that file anymore. I'm locking a different file, and I know that I will do the copy when I have it unlocked. So let's take a look at this here. Oops, that's not good. Looks like my copy did not work particularly well. Did that actually work? Where's my copy file? Oh, because we're running in the data directory as well, aren't we? Okay, so we need to do one more thing, which is a little janky. Okay, but we can get around that for the time being. All right, so basically the problem here though is this stuff only works. This is only without a path. This is only going to work if this stuff is in the current directory. So what I need to do temporarily is set the current directory to that.
Why did I waste so much time? I could have just watched the video a little bit. I mean, never mind.
Because until we do the full thing, which I guess we'll have to again wait till tomorrow to do, we don't know where we're looking for stuff. We don't know where those DLLs are going to be. So we don't really want we don't really want to hard code this path in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually just run it in the build directory where everything is, and that should actually work, right? And so now you can see if I look in here, it actually did that. It did that copy that I wanted to do. And it should be doing that copy every so often, right? Because remember, I put a timer on there. Well, not really a timer. It's a frame counter on there so that it'll periodically do it. So now when I go in here, in theory, I should be able to actually write to the file, but I don't actually know. Let's see. Error writing to program database, handmade.pdb. Oh, okay. So we do have one more problem, which is that the debugger itself is locking our PDB file as well, which is definitely not what we wanted it to do. Oh, debugger. Well, all right. So we can still make this happen in the short term here. We can run our game outside of the debugger, and we can do this, I suppose. Let's see here. There we go. So there you go. this is now actually doing what we wanted it to do, which is basically we can edit the code and have it update while we're running, right? And we don't actually have to stop the executable. And again, the state is all actually there as well, right? There's no, we could get to the boss fight, change the code, and see it update in real time and without any actual, without having to do anything, right? So it's sort of as good as having a scripting language in some sense. It basically allows us, if we want to edit all the code. And we can do all sorts of weird stuff here, right? We could decide that this was, some other thing, and that would just be, I don't know, whatever. You can see whenever it updates, we don't even know what it is, but you can play with the patterns here and get pretty immediate feedback. Now, the feedback's not quite instant because we're waiting 4 seconds between reloads. But what we'll see, we're out of time tonight, what we'll see tomorrow when we do all the rest of the stuff that has to back this up, because we only just got it in with the wire tonight. What we'll see tomorrow when we do the rest of the stuff that backs up is how to make that basically instantaneous. So that
Yeah, maybe I should just hard code the path as well. Should be in here. Does it get rid of the shared object? Ah, I see the file. Okay, it's good to know at least something works. I had another question. Like, does sig build run working? Doesn't have to build the file again. Right, the zig. So instead of current working directory, no process. Subpath, right. Other open options, right. Zig out. That'd be my guess. Try. directory. Build directory, destination, path. Let's see if that works. I think there's a typo. Seg access subpaths. What is the path for? Thing is a dynamic loop. Like to copy it. Executable directory. I don't know. And I should see it somewhere here. Should be here somewhere. Question is where? I mean, at least creating the file in the right place. What if I delete this? That's the exe file. Oops. What's the other file? I mean, it seems so simple, but not today. Yikes. Well, I mean, I don't blame Zig. It's just me. I don't know where linked files are saved. Build, lib, handmade, that's Zig. What does that do? Ah, there we go. That's all I needed. So now I can get rid of all the malarkey that I don't need. I don't need that. What if I don't link it dynamically? Do it in build time. Yeah. And just build. Interesting. What's inside? Interesting. This just became a lot of fun. So in the right file and failed to load handmade lib. I should pass it apart. Trio part alloc. Set alloc. Yeah. I just copy this. So I don't need this here. Get rid of the allocator. Get rid of that. CWD. Hot name is temp handmade.so. The file doesn't need the allocator. What failed? Consider failure. It doesn't say why it failed. I'm so close. Maybe it's the wrong. Ah, it was what was it called? Summary dash. Oh, okay, there we go. So it built fine. Say build. Yeah, let me try. What do I call this? I don't think I'm using the game lib. Yep, that makes sense. Haha. Just to load the screen though. Preferred when they were errors. Let me just comment this. Oh, hang on. Ignore. Get rid of this. Yeah, leave that in there. Why are you failing? Oh, I think I know why. Print. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. It's just my code. That's failing. There we go. Because it's called temple. Let's go. So the window loads. Call build run. Oh, I can't escape. Oh no, it's fine. Call build lib. Can I call watch on this? How does search work in Tmux? I mean, never mind that. Build run. I go here. Let's go, because it takes 2 minutes to load the library. Build lib. So now, if I update the code, make this 16, then I build it again. Oh, okay. Integer's too big. But it means that it works. That's so cool. That is awesome. I like that. So let's run this again. Takes about 2 minutes. Oh, I forgot to save. Oh, I gotta build it. Right. Yep, it loads. And then if I go here, what if I just and blue? Oh, it just goes black. Let's go. That works. Change this to, do I have red? Song gives me a headache. Jeez. And I change that to head offset. And then I build again. What happened? Oh, the file changed when it was reading. Well, that's fine. It's like a proof of concept. It works. And if I change this back to blue, then let me wait. It changes. Perfect. That is a error that comes. Oh, okay, because I'm printing. CWD. Game update and render. What? Oh, wrong file. Don't need that. Do I? Yeah, I don't need that. That's so cool. I like that. Do it one more time. I could load it the first time. That's cool. I could build this automatically, like every time I update. That's not a big deal. Okay, I think. How did it work? I think it was this. Finding this that changed. That's pretty cool. I like that. What's this? Just delete this for now. Dynamic game code POC works. Okay, I think we can go to the next day. Tomorrow. Like, it's good for today. I'm pretty happy with that. Alright, I'm gonna call it a day there. I call it pretty successful. Did work eventually. I learned a lot today. That was a lot of fun. Alright. Yep. Hope you have a good day. And that was a lot of fun. Hope you enjoyed it too. And I'll see you back here tomorrow. Yeah. Or Sunday, if not tomorrow. I might want to sleep in tomorrow. I see you. Thank you for hanging out as always.